Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen.
Luscious hair flips, giant bunnies, exquisite cuisine, and mass atrocities. If any of these things interest you, boy do I have the manga for you. Did you know that DMC3 is a tie-in manga? Probably. I don't know you. You don't know me. I'm not a rhyme reader. Mom. DMC is one of my all-time favorite franchises, and I'm sure like every other dumb asshole that's played the third entry will agree it's one of the greatest games of all time. It's a truly groundbreaking game that I've always wanted to make a video on, but it's not particularly my style to just repeat what a million other people have already said before me. So I never did one, but I don't know, who knows, maybe I will make one on the actual game in the future. I don't know yet. But anyways, if you aren't familiar with how groundbreaking DMC3 was, let me regurgitate what everybody else knows about the game. For the franchise, it was not only really refreshing and saved it in a way, but it also really perfected whatever beautiful, bizarre craziness they were trying to make with the first game, and then they just completely blew it out of the water with this one, while also making not only one of the best games in the franchise, but one of the best games ever made, hands down. And it was a really bold but interesting choice to not make a second game and just go straight to 3, but I don't know, I guess Capcom was just doing Battlefield math before it was cool. Anyways, after realizing there's not too much talk about the tie-in prequel manga for it, I thought it'd be awesome to do a video on it and give it some love. So let's get into the prequel of the prequel. This is DMC3, Code 1, Dante. So basically this book is to give a little bit more background on Dante and Virgil's rivalry, and shows a little bit more background on some of the other supporting characters as well. And this obviously all takes place before Virgil erects his giant tower in Dante's tight alley.
Or you can expect a spanking from Daddy later!
There were 2 volumes published by Tokyo Pop, Code 1 Dante and Code 2 Virgil. It appears there was a planned 3rd volume that focused on none other than our queen of daddy issues and the original alt girl you wanted to completely ruin your life, Lady. Unfortunately, the artist quit before the 3rd book was made, so we'll forever not have that extra backstory on Lady, but hopefully maybe we'll get a prequel game with her or something in the future. The book opens with a quick intro on Sparta that pretty much is how every single Devil May Cry game opens, so already off to a great start. We join Dante in his unnamed shop, listening to Devils Never Cry from the game, which is pretty awesome, only this time the shop isn't under siege by demons, but instead a telephone. Dante, doing what he does best, chows down some pizza and enthusiastically as ever answers the phone. It's Enzo with a new job for Dante, and before Dante can even finish his sentence, Enzo appears in the shop, tells Dante the place looks like shit, and after finishing his last bottle of tomato sauce, I don't know, I do appreciate it that they just keep adding more and more of a crazy diet to Dante's routine. I mean, what do we have in Dante's diet so far? Pizza, obviously, strawberry sundaes, and now just straight up tomato sauce. Interesting. I mean, honestly, I'd probably eat like that too if I was immortal. I'd eat like pure dog shit, but no, instead I'm just a mortal loser with Crohn's disease that cannot even eat basic food. Anyways, Enzo heads out and Dante reluctantly follows him to chat more about the new job, only to find him immediately being attacked by the possessed. So Dante does what he does best, cleans house, takes the job, and gets to it. The job is a bounty mission. He has to rescue a little girl for $4 million by the name of Alice. As Dante makes a joke, you'll see later in this whole segment, it gets very Alice in Wonderland-ish. And it's honestly super cool. Alice in Wonderland is one of my favorite stories. It's such a visually appealing story too, in every form it's been done in. So I already really liked the start to this. So before we get into the main plot of the book, we see a very similar sequence that plays out in the game, only a little bit more graphic this time. I actually can't even show it on YouTube, probably. I'm going to have to censor that out. This is where we're introduced to Virgil and Arkham in the library, similar to the cutscene in DMC3. So it kind of just says like, hey, this is still going on, don't worry about it. Anyways, it quickly cuts back to Dante and Enzo, where they're going to track down the missing girl. They find her at this big mansion, and unfortunately, due to what I can only assume was caused by the absolute thickness of Dante's ass, which was meticulously illustrated here, all of the demons are alerted and come raining down on Dante, while Enzo, of course, has left the vicinity already. Once inside, Dante gently awakens the girl, only to find she's one of the possessed now. After quickly disposing of her, he finds another picture, this time of a familiar face, though. So I assume this was where, you know, they were kind of alluding to that Lady was getting her own book. I think you'll notice there's a kind of an overarching story with Lady kind of being teased up, and then we just never got a third book, so that's cool. We do cut back to Virgil again, and he's doing what he usually does, slaughtering a bunch of people. And it's actually kind of funny because Enzo mistakes him for Dante, and then Virgil whips his fucking hair back like he's in a fucking beauty magazine because he's fucking Virgil. Fuck you, that's why.
Where's your motivation?
So then we quickly shift back to Dante. After greasing a few more demons in the mansion, he runs into this Jack Torrance fever dream looking motherfucker named Rabbi? Rabbi?
I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. Thank you, everybody.
This whole segment is really cool, and as Dante alluded to before, it's very Alice in Wonderland. The checkered floor patterns, the white rabbit, the girl herself, Alice. It's all very cool and very American McGee Alice. Even the Mad Hatter shows up. Then when things quiet down, you get this absolutely gorgeous art on some of these panels. So Alice's stuffed bunny has been possessed by a demon, and she refuses to leave him, so Dante has to figure out a way to kill Rabbi. Oh shit, I can't fucking say that. Dante has to find a way to kill the rabbit, and he basically has to get her out of there without, you know, making her cry and whatnot. So, like I said, shortly later we are introduced to the Mad Hatter, and I shit you not, Dante not only threatens him upon meeting him, but also bets his left nut that he is not fast enough to dodge his bullets. Now, in this sequence, Dante also learns that Virgil is not in fact dead. Dante is under the assumption that the demon that killed his mom and Virgil and whatnot, and he thinks Virgil is still dead, so. And then he also learns that Rabbi is actually the one who offered him the job in the first place and just wanted Dante to show him the full power of Sparta. In a very questionable writing choice, Rabbi makes Alice older and makes her seduce Dante. Thankfully, this doesn't last very long as Dante resists, only for Alice to shift into a demon again and give him a rather large hickey, to say the least. This causes Dante to go into his devil trigger, killing the demon inside her and abruptly leaving as Rabbi tries to make another offer to Dante to buy his half of the necklace to open the portal to hell. Dante obviously refuses and leaves, and on his way out, Virgil blows right past him, and he's kind of not really sure if he saw him or not, but now he's like, shit, that might have been him. Anyways, Virgil goes inside to talk to Rabbi, and Rabbi explains to him how to open the gate to hell and everything like that to amulets, but he does not realize there's a certain way to talk to Virgil, and this was not it, and it definitely doesn't go very good for him. So then we shift back to Dante once again, and we find him going to find Enzo in the natural habitat of an overweight and middle-aged Italian man, of course, a strip club. Dante cockblocks Enzo from engaging with some tomfoolery with a few traps and says to him and scolds him, saying, Enzo, traps are gay.
Yes, I assure you this has not been doctored in any way, shape, or form. This is totally what he says.
So Dante heads back to his shop, he gets some more visions about his mom and Virgil, and then the shop begins to get torn up and stuff, which I assume would have to be implying it's the start of DMC3 where like the tower starts popping up. I don't know. But anyways, we also get some cool weapon bios, and then we also get a few character bios as well, and they're all super cool, nice little tie into the games. But unfortunately, Volume 1 down, still no clue where Nero's mother could be, and I guess we never will know.
Fuck you, Nero.
So what do I overall think of this whole ordeal? Well, to be honest with you, I think it's not exactly something, if you're getting into the series, you'd want to start with, obviously. But I think for what it is, it's cool. You know, it's, you know, for people like me that love DMC3 and just kind of want a little bit more. It adds just a little bit of backstory. And I really dig it. I'm excited to read book 2. I would gladly make a video on it just for time reasons. I'm going to just keep it to book 1 in this video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you liked the comics and want to talk about it, leave a comment. I assure you I will read and respond to all of them. So if you're looking for a good conversation, I'm definitely down for that. I think DMC is really cool because it's clearly a franchise that's able to translate through different mediums very well, and I think this book is definitely a stellar example of that. So, yeah. I think if you're a fan of the games, totally go check it out. So, yeah, if you like stuff like this, be sure to check out my channel. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day, night, evening, morning, whenever you are watching this. Or whenever this video finds you. Thank ya.